It's like... Okay, so I'm gonna keep this intro short so we can get to the real meat and potatoes, if you will, of the video. So I was having a little bit of a rough day at work. You know, I was tired, I was feeling a bit sluggish, and I needed a pick-me-up. Unfortunately, there aren't many places to get food around my workplace. I work in a bit of an industrial park zone. Fortunately, near me was everyone's favorite spot of refreshment and confection, the Office Max. Ah yes, the Office Max. Everyone's favorite 3.6-star restaurant. Although, when I got in there and I walked past all the printers and the printer paper and the printer ink, I noticed that they were charging $2.25 for a soda. NANI? What? Excuse me, Office Max, are you trying to bleed me dry? I could be spending much less if I had just gotten a $1 large soda at McDonald's. And then that got me thinking, what if I made a video comparing how much Office Max was charging per fluid ounce compared to McDonald's? And then I thought, what if I took it one step further and examined how much McDonald's was charging compared to how much Coca-Cola was charging them for the use of their product? And then I thought, what if I took it another step further and saw how much Coca-Cola was selling their product for compared to how much they were spending to make that very product? Wouldn't that be a funny video? I think that would be a funny video. You went through a red light. Just because you're on a bike doesn't mean you can go through a red light. Do you know, do you? Dead me. Practicing my... I'm stopping the car so that I can do some math now. So I paid $2.25 for a 20-ounce bottle of Coke. Now, if you take $2.25 divided by 20, you get about 11 cents per ounce. Now, comparatively, a large soft drink at McDonald's is 30 ounces and costs $1 at participating McDonald's locations. If you take $1 and divide it by 30, you get about 3 cents per ounce. Now, this is a difference of about 366%. McDonald's pays for a 5-gallon box of soda syrup. Now, soda syrup and carbonated water are mixed at about a ratio of 1:5, with the syrup being the 1 and the carbonated water being the 5. Now, this means that a 5-gallon box of syrup makes 30 gallons of soda. So, if you remember your little conversion chart from science, 1 gallon is 128 fluid ounces. So if you take that 128 and multiply it by 30, you get around 3,840 ounces, which means that McDonald's pays about... What do you think it's gonna be? How much do they buy Coca-Cola for? 3 cents per fluid ounce. Now, I'm sure you're thinking, what about the carbonated water? Well, it's actually very difficult to find actual numbers on this. I did find the company that does provide carbonation to McDonald's. They actually have their own specific system, and I couldn't find a set price. What I did find, though, was that they pay about less than a cent per soda. Conclusion. McDonald's pays Coca-Cola as much as they charge for a soda. And this doesn't even take into account the price of the cups, the lids, or the plastic straws. This goes against my whole narrative. McDonald's, you screwed this up. Well, I guess let's look at what Coca-Cola does now. So actually a third of the price of what's in Coca-Cola comes from the drink itself, with the rest being bottling and manufacturing. Now the biggest price of all the ingredients is sugar, and that costs them about 1 cent per can. All right, so I want to be fair. I don't want to get sued. So let's actually round that up to 5 cents a can. Now I didn't get a can of soda, I got a bottle. So since a can is 12 ounces and a bottle is 20, let's just multiply the difference and say that a bottle costs 8 cents. Sound fair? So if a bottle costs 8 cents and I paid $2.25, that means that I was being overcharged at a percentage rate of 2,812.5% price markup. But that's not Office Max's fault, is it? Let's go back and look at something that I didn't previously consider. When I started comparing Office Max to McDonald's, I didn't consider looking into how much Office Max was paying the distributor to use Coca-Cola in their store. So Office Max buys in bulk. They buy 24 bottles of soda for $46. Now, if you divide 46 by 24, you get about $1.91 dollars being spent per unit, which means that Office Max is actually only charging me a 17% increase. So they're not the bad guys here. They're not making money. The real bad guys are Coca-Cola.
Duh.
So what point am I trying to make here? Really? What's the point of all this? Well, what I'm trying to say is that Coca-Cola doesn't charge me what they think is a fair price for their product. They're charging me what they think I'll pay for their product. And they're right. That is what I paid for their product. And I thought it was fair because I didn't know how much of a profit they were making. I mean, just something to think about. I didn't feel like I was being swindled, but I guess I just want to make the point that companies aren't really in it for the well-being of their customers. They're really in it just to see how much money they can make off of us. Just a quick disclaimer. This video is meant for humorous entertainment purposes and should not be viewed as any sort of educational concept. All right? I'm a college student. I don't have a lot of money, and I don't want to get sued. In fact, I want you to take everything I just said as a complete and total lie. It's not true. None of it is true. None of it is true. None of it is true. Nothing I just said was true.